Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're breaking down a highly requested topic that is going to affect almost every single household at some point. We are looking at exactly how to manage and add a driver to your GEICO auto policy. We're going to be analyzing the official actuarial protocols, the underwriting rules, and the step-by-step administrative procedures straight from the source material, so you can navigate this whole process like an absolute pro.
But first, I want you to ask yourself a quick question. Are you risking a denied claim just by lending out your car? Seriously, if a friend or an unlisted teen driver gets into a wreck in your vehicle, your insurer could completely refuse to cover those damages. That means you could be left personally, financially on the hook for tens of thousands of dollars. It is a massive financial risk, and today, we're going to make sure your household is completely protected.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap for today. 1. Who needs to be added? 2. The cost of adding drivers. 3. The step-by-step addition process. 4. Unlocking GEICO discounts. And 5. Some final tips and a quick disclaimer.
Starting off with Section 1, who needs to be added? We're going to navigate the strict rules of your auto policy.
So if you've ever wondered whether you really need to list your roommate or your college student on your insurance, well, you're definitely not alone. What's actually fascinating here is how insurers draw this really hard line between a casual borrower and a regular driver. Under GEICO's guidelines, if a friend just runs a quick errand in your car, they're typically covered under what's known as permissive use. And that applies if they borrow your car less than 12 times a year, or, roughly once a month. But if someone actually lives in your house or they drive your car more than once a month on a recurring basis, they cross that threshold. They become a regular operator, and regular operators absolutely must be officially declared on your policy contract.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is knowing exactly who falls into that mandatory listing category. Standard underwriting guidelines require that you add spouses. That's universally required if you live together. You also have to add teenagers and college students the second they get a permit or license, even if they're away at school. And yes, you must disclose roommates and significant others living with you. Even if they swear up and down they will never touch your car, you gotta list them. Failing to list a teen in particular, that can lead directly to denied claims or your policy literally getting canceled.
Moving right along to Section 2, the cost of adding drivers. Let's look at the financial impact of changing your risk profile.
Look, whenever you add a driver, you are fundamentally changing the risk pool of your contract. The carrier is going to instantly reprice your entire policy based on that brand new risk profile. And sometimes, honestly, that repricing is a pretty heavy hit. According to the data, adding a youthful teen driver increases your annual premium by an average of $2,000 to $3,000. And why is that? Well, teens are statistically nearly 3 times more likely to be in a fatal crash than drivers over 20. The insurers simply pass that severe risk exposure straight onto your premium.
Now, the roommate dilemma perfectly illustrates how this actuarial math works in practice. Let's say your baseline rate is $150 a month. If you formally add a roommate to share the policy, the carrier assumes the car is out on the road more often, right? So the rate bumps up to around $175. However, if your roommate actually has their own car and you formally sign a document to exclude them from your policy, your rate could actually drop to $140. Just remember one huge caveat. If an excluded roommate ever drives your car and gets into a crash, they have absolutely zero coverage. None.
But hey, it's not all bad news. Not all additions are actually going to cost you money. Sure, adding a teen or a driver with a DUI is going to cause a massive spike in your rates. I mean, a DUI can bump premiums by 60 to 100%. But take a look at the experienced spouse over on the right. Adding a spouse, or maybe a parent over 55 who has a clean driving record, that can actually lower your household's overall risk profile. It could potentially save you up to $200 a year. All right, Section 3, the step-by-step addition process. Here is how to seamlessly execute this policy change. If you're sitting there realizing you've got a driver who definitely needs to be on your policy, you'll want to know how to execute this change without any administrative headaches. Before you even log in or pick up the phone, you've got to get your ducks in a row and gather this required info. You'll need their full legal name exactly as it appears on their license, their date of birth, their license number and issuing state, and the date they were first licensed. Oh, and a quick note on the Social Security number. It is technically optional if you just want to see a quick estimated quote, but it absolutely becomes mandatory to pull their official motor vehicle record and bind that final locked-in rate. The actual procedure itself is incredibly user-friendly. Step 1, gather those documents we just talked about. Step 2, you just log into your GEICO mobile app,
the online portal, or you can simply call their customer service at 800-841-3000. Step 3, input the new driver's details and choose the exact date you want that coverage to kick in. And finally, Step 4, review the updated premium quote, and if everything looks good, you just hit accept to bind the coverage. Easy.
And the timeline for this is fantastic. At 0 hours, literally the very second you click accept, that new driver is granted immediate temporary coverage. They can legally drive your car right then and there. Then, over the next 24 to 48 hours, GEICO's underwriters are going to complete a full official review of the new driver's record, and after 48 hours, you will receive your updated digital ID cards and a fresh declarations page confirming the permanent change.
Next up, Section 4, Unlocking GEICO Discounts. These are your actionable strategies to offset those premium spikes.
So if you just added a teenager and your premium skyrocketed, you are definitely going to want to take notes here, because the source material outlines some massive money savers to offset those costs. The multi-vehicle discount, that can save you up to 25% just for having more than one car on the policy. The good student discount is absolutely essential for families. If your teen maintains a B average or 3.0 GPA, you get up to 15% off. If that same student goes to a college more than 100 miles away without a car, boom, you can save another 10 to 25%. And definitely don't forget to look into defensive driving courses and multi-policy bundling with your renter's or homeowner's insurance. It all adds up.
There is also this sort of secret weapon for youthful operators, and it's called Drive Easy. This is GEICO's optional telematics program. Essentially, it uses a mobile app to track driving habits, stuff like your speed, hard braking, whether you're messing with your phone while driving. Basically, it proved to the insurer that the new driver is actually being safe out there. And the data shows that a massive 75% of enrolled teen drivers actually received a discount after their policy renewal just by using this program.
Finally, Section 5, Final Tips and Disclaimer. We're talking about protecting your policy and avoiding fraud.
To ensure the long-term health of your policy and make absolutely sure you avoid any severe administrative penalties, we really need to look at this stark quote straight from the underwriting sources. It says, "Intentionally omitting drivers from policies constitutes a misrepresentation and will cause claims to be denied." Look, some people try to hide a teen driver or a roommate with a bad record just to save a few bucks a month. The sources make it crystal clear. This is considered misrepresentation and, in worst-case scenarios, flat-out fraud. It leaves you entirely exposed to catastrophic liability if that hidden driver gets into an accident. Trust me, it is simply never worth the risk.
Now, as we wrap up this explainer, we do need to put out a quick professional disclaimer. The insurance rules, specific premium rates, and the administrative processes we've discussed today, they are subject to change over time. They can also vary significantly based on your specific state laws and your own unique individual circumstances. So please, always review your specific policy contract and speak directly with a licensed insurance representative regarding your personal coverage. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to chew on. Look around your house. Think about who actually has the keys to your car. Is your household fully protected right now, or is there a driver you need to officially add to your policy today? Do not wait until after an accident to find out. Take 10 minutes, log into your account, and ensure your financial future is completely secure. Thanks so much for joining us for this analysis of the source material, and we will see you next time.